Hello.
Hey, I'm looking for the one and only Ekoh.
This is him.
Yeah! Round of applause. The man, the myth, the mouth.
Yeah,
there it is.
Radio.
We made it.
We made it, motherfucker.
So
we
that's
made
the
it.
end, right?
We made it through, motherfucker. We made it through.
Cool.
Ekoh is part of the S&M Showcase here on the Ham Radio Show, the Summer Music Showcase. We've been playing his music from time to time here on the program. We got tons of more music from him that we will play later on in the broadcast. It's what we do when we have somebody on here that we, actually generally like. Even Joe, who's not a big rap guy, was sitting there going,
it's cool stuff.
It's cool shit because you got a good flow. I like what you do, sir. I like what you do.
Absolutely.
Hey, man, I appreciate that a lot. I think the best, one of the best things you can hear as, a hip-hop artist or somebody who makes music and kind of blends in a bunch of different genres is when somebody's like, I don't typically like this kind of music, but I like what you do. And I think that really just comes from being genuine and being yourself and really putting yourself into the art of whatever you're making, where it really doesn't matter, the way you're delivering it, but it matters, the message that you have and what you're really saying. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And look, that's coming from a 70-year-old guy in the back who wouldn't know rap from his asshole, but from time to time does have rappers in this studio performing and doing stuff. And he literally was bopping his head, shaking his little ass.
Good is good, man.
I mean, you can't be good. Once you have the talent, we know that you're good enough. And look, if you sucked, I'll be straight up honest. If Ekoh sucked, we wouldn't even be having him on.
There you go.
Because that's not what we do. We don't want to have somebody on and we just want to placate to the masses. We want to have a guy that we actually sit there and we go, wow, some of this shit's good. Because I've listened to Wayside. The one I really love, by the way, and I don't even know if it's it was Suicide Squad.
Okay.
I gotta say, that shit was beyond tight, first off. Second off, you did that and you did a Marvel Endgame kind of freestyle thing that I saw online. Is it safe to say that you are a comic book nerd?
Yes, I'm a huge fan.
Nice.
Of that part of the culture, and in a big way. That's always been a thing that came to me with writing and making music is that I didn't hear anybody really talking about the kind of stuff that I was into, and as a consumer and as someone who listens to music, I'm like, man, I really wish somebody would talk about the stuff that me and my friends are into. I'm not out here popping bottles at the club and making all this money and doing all this kind of stuff. Like, me and my friends sit here and have conversations about, movies and comic book characters and shit like that. So it's like, where's that music?
Exactly.
I can't find that anywhere. Mm-hmm. And if you want something and you don't, you're not getting it, sometimes you just got to go make it yourself. And I found out that there's a lot more people out there like me than I originally anticipated that we're hoping for the same kind of music.
Yeah. Well, that's why I think I gravitated towards your music, and I think that even Joe gravitated toward, because we've heard all the guys. Everybody in rap is usually I'm the greatest. I got a fucking Rolls Royce. Look at me popping Cristal and blah 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 blah. And it's always the same shit over and over again, just in different ways. And this is not the same shit. This is totally different shit. This is inventive shit. Because, that music, that song, because I am a comic book fan, too. I'm a huge nerd in that respect. And I'm listening to it, and I'm just sitting here, I'm like, he's got deep cuts about putting a bullet in a kryptonite bullet in Superman's brain, all this, cuts throughout that whole thing. And I'm like, this motherfucker knows what he's talking about. And that makes the rap better, because you're a wordsmith to begin with. But when you're rhyming kryptonite bullet with something, you know what I mean? You're painting a picture, and that's what friggin' made it awesome to me. And even the Marvel one was great too. So I mean, that's just one side. I mean, I know he's got tons of other. For everyone's like, I'm not a big comic book fan, so I don't give a shit. He doesn't just rap about comic books. All right, he's got a whole shitload of music.
Hey, he's got a song about you.
Yes, he does. What's that one called?
A song about you.
Oh, a song about me. I think he made an actual song about me. Like he had a song called Fat Fuck. Or something. Oh, hey, shithead. I thought maybe that was the name of his song. I don't know. But that's the thing about Ekoh that like made me sit there and go, wow, this guy's definitely got some talent. Now, since we're on the comic book thing, why the hell not bring him back? Who's your favorite superhero?
Johnny Storm, the Human Torch.
There you go. Flame on, man. Flame on.
Yeah, I mean, he flies and he's fully engulfed in flames. Like, to me, there's no more metal shit than that.
There you go.
In comics. I mean, I guess Ghost Rider, he's on a motorcycle also, but I'd rather, remove the chains and the leather and just be the Human Torch.
Yeah, he's Johnny Storm on a bike. That's all Ghost Rider is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so, hey, look, they're going to be filming the new Fantastic Four. Maybe Ekoh's going to freaking audition. Who knows? He could be the new Johnny Storm.
I'm saying.
It's possible.
I might have to.
Now
anything's possible.
Anything's possible. You were in because we tried to do this interview another day. Now, were you in Finland or Iceland?
I was on my way to Finland.
All right. So, what the fuck? Number one, what's the scene out there in Finland like? Like, what's the music scene out there?
The music scene out there is amazing.
That's what I'm saying. Tell me.
I've played a lot of shows in America, thousands of shows.
Yes.
And nothing against America at all, because obviously I love it out here and people go absolutely crazy. But in Finland, if you're from America and you make the trip out there, they are incredibly grateful, and it shows. Like, they go fucking hard. The day of the show, it looked like it was going to rain, and I'm like crossing my fingers. I was like, please God, just let it start raining halfway through my set, because then I want to see how hard these guys actually go. And that's exactly what happened. I had an hour-long set, and halfway through my set, it started pouring, and these fucking guys just went insane. They go hard, man, and it was awesome, and it was an incredible experience, man, and not everybody has English as their first language out there, and to go out there and have people that know all the words to a song like Suicide Squad, or all the words to a song like Numb, you know what I mean, or something like that, like, is a very surreal feeling for me to have. I never thought that people would know me outside of my hometown. I never even thought people would know my words in my hometown, let alone halfway across the world. And it was an amazing experience.
Well, what's that like? Now? See, since I can only live vicariously through you. By the way, we're talking to Ekoh, big time fucking rapper. Goes over to Finland and he rocks the stages and he represents America out there. I can only live vicariously through you, so I have to. What's it like to be on stage in Finland, representing the U.S. and being on stage and actually just having that fucking love bounce right back at you while you're putting it out there? You're giving your love out there on the stage. What's that like when you are performing? What does that feel like to you?
I mean, like, it's surreal. Like, it's I was really nervous about my set. It was a long set and I was doing some new songs, so I was very I was trying to really pay attention to what I was doing. I didn't want to mess up, and I totally bodied my set. Like, it was great. But there's like a moment while you're performing where you have to kind of stop and remind yourself, like, be in the moment, recognize what's happening, appreciate it for a second, because it's really easy to just get caught up in the swing of things and make sure that you put on a good show and forget to be completely present and notice what's exactly going on. And so I made a conscious effort to take a second, and it's hard to register. I mean, I've been doing this for a while, and I've had a very gradual come up, over the years. I didn't have anything really take off. It's been gradual over the years. And so by the time I'm there, I'm like, I never expected this to happen. And so you kind of have to pinch yourself a little bit to remind yourself, like, yeah, you deserve this. you're here and this is what's happening. Lay out the facts. It was incredible.
Because the reason why I'm asking is you put out something on either Instagram or TikTok. I don't know where I saw it. I just know I did see it, where you were talking about where you listened to everybody and you were talking about moving to L.A. and to advance your career and everything else, and you seem to be more depressed being in L.A. So it was like weird, like the high of being in Finland on a stage and performing, and then when you're in L.A., you're like, there you go.
Yeah, I mean that was the thing. Everybody says, "Yo, you need to move to L.A. for your music career. You should move to L.A. It's a good move for your career." And there's like this rose-colored glasses that everybody looks at L.A. like this is the place of dreams and all this kind of stuff. And you try it, you go there for a while. So I went there to try and finish up this album I was doing because I started getting a little bit of writer's block and overthinking stuff. And so I get out there and I think it's going to help. And, it's like, no, it's kind of the same exact thing. It's not really any different.
Well,
it's in some cases there's more pressure.
I would think it's worse.
And
Billy, why are you thinking it's worse?
Because you go to L.A., like you said, everybody goes there. It's live out dreams and this and that, and you walk along the street, and there's all of these people just like you sitting there begging for money or playing on the street trying to earn something to make something to eat.
So L.A. is more of a dream crusher,
right? That's what it's always been, but it just seems more prevalent now. Like as you look, you see more and more people on the road. I mean, we were out there
years ago, but still it was horrible.
That one strip was just all kids sitting there playing guitars, trying to sing and get a couple of bucks just to get something to eat. I would think it's harder there.
Yeah. I mean, and you're in Vegas, though, right?
They have problems.
Yeah, I'm in Vegas.
Yeah,
which is not far away, but it's so far away.
Oh, it's a world away, bro. It's a world away.
But I mean, to what you were saying, you're right, because you do go out there, and there's something about then seeing everybody else who's trying to get the same thing, everybody who's going for the same dream, and everybody else who's kind of, feeling the disenchantment of what reality is.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, yeah.
And there's a piece of that does make it even more difficult. And just, you see the pressure, and you see how much competition there is. And it just, can put you in your head way more, for sure.
Yeah. But but to me, I mean, I would think me personally, just on my side of the Vegas to me is going to be more fun. Like that would get my writer's block would be obliterated in Vegas. You got titties, booze. If you have some kind of magic show, the Blue Man Group, like gambling, there's got to be tons of vices and tons of things to do that would open up that collective creative mind to create something. I mean, to me, trust me, I've been to both. I've been to Vegas, I've been to L.A. To me, I didn't like L.A. that much. I thought L.A. was the shits. I thought Vegas was 10 times better, so I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
I'm thinking the new Vegas catchphrase should be titties, booze, and some kind of magic show.
I think that's on the sign when it says now entering Las Vegas.
Yeah, exactly.
Titties, booze, and midgets.
Yeah. I love Vegas. I've pretty much born and raised out here. But the thing about Las Vegas is it is very, I'm trying to think of the best word to put it. It's very commercial.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Everything is new. There's not a lot of personality, even in the structures, even in the buildings, in the neighborhoods. It's very cookie cutter, very desert landscape. There's not a lot of,
originality.
There is something to be said when you go to LA. There is the beach. There are, some old cool history that you can look at and things like that. Vegas is always like, if it starts getting old, fucking blow it up and build something brand new.
Absolutely.
So there is something just about that always happening and not being able to kind of look back and see the history and see the culture that does start to hinder creativity for someone if you're out here too much. And a change of scenery is always good, of course. I'm sure
absolutely.
you know, anybody who comes here is like, oh, the desert, this is amazing. And I'm like, I fucking hate the desert. What are you talking about? But if I'm on the East Coast, I'm like, oh, forest, this is badass. And everybody's like, dude, I'm sick of the forest. You know, so it really is just perception, right?
Yeah. No, you definitely get sick of what the fuck is the norm. If you're living on the ocean every day, you get sick of the fucking ocean. It's just the way it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But that being said, there's a lot of cool shit going on in Vegas. There's a lot of distractions also.
Yeah, we titties, booze,
titties,
magic shows, and booze. That's pretty much the staples of a well-rounded Vegas vacation. We got a bunch of songs that I want to play a little bit later. We're going to play that after the interview, just so we don't. Yes, what?
Because you brought up Suicide Squad, I pulled that up.
So we can play that now. Hold on for a minute. We're going to play it. You might be able to hear it through the phone. You might not be able to hear it. Let's play a little bit of Suicide Squad to give people a taste of Ekoh. Here is Ekoh with Suicide Squad right here on the Ham Radio Show.
Yes.
Now, I have to see the reason why I knew you were a comic book guy is because you actually threw in Ra's al Ghul and General Zod in a rap. And also, even Billy, who's not a big rap guy, was like giggling and going, I know some of these phrases. I know what this means.
It flowed very well.
Yeah, he could relate to it, is my point. That's the thing. Go ahead.
I was going to say, there's a Bill Finger line
there you go.
In that second verse that to me is like, if you know deep cut comic book stuff, like that one was for you, you know?
Yeah, by the way, Bill Finger, a man who created Batman, along with, of course, Bob Kane. There's an actual great documentary about Finger because he didn't get any of the recognition. Bob Kane just took over. He's like, I created Batman. Bob Kane, and then you don't see what happened with the other guy. So it's just
the line is actually killing the game, but left out like Finger is, and I'm like, if you got that line, like you're my people.
There you go. See, I'm now his people, Billy.
That's good.
I understand what Ekoh is saying. I relate to Ekoh. I get Ekoh.
You are poison.
Yeah, I'm one of his poisons. All right, so we discussed how going to L.A. was the shits. We don't want that. We know that you're a comic book guy. What does it take, though, to create the music that you create? Because you seem to be like a factory, my friend. You have music upon music upon music, none of which all sound the same. You have a different style than a lot of the other rappers out there. We were saying, like, if you like Eminem, you like Eminem. This guy has a different flow, a different style, a different word palette. Quite frankly, he's out there. You are a wordsmith that brings in different kind of phrases, and you're not trying to be someone who you're not. So
that stands out the most.
That's what stands out the most, and that's what we kind of here on the show, on the Ham Radio Show, relate to, because you're not trying to be someone you're not. You're being you, just in musical form, which is a plus. What does it take when you're writing a song? How long does it take you to write a song? Where does the inspiration come from? And where's the weirdest place that you got inspiration for a song?
Oh, man, that's a good one. So I guess, every song is different. Every song has kind of its own life and its own, lifeline and, being created. And some songs I can write in an hour. Some songs I write in 2 hours. I call those like freebies. Like if I get a song in like 2 hours, just like spur of the moment, I'm like, damn, I got that one. That was, that one was for free, but I end up having to make up for that one on another song that for some reason ends up taking me 2 weeks to finish one line in a song, so it really depends on the song and where I'm at. But I get really bored with a certain style, or if I've done one type of song, I feel like I've done it already, and I want to move to something different and see if I have any different skill sets, or try different things, or what's popular right now in music, and how can I incorporate that into what I do? I mean, I'm not going to do what's popular, but this is the music business, and the sounds changed, and it is like, how can I make what's popular work for me? How can I take a genuine approach to what is popular right now?
Nice.
So I just try and switch it up and do different things, and that's where inspiration will come from. If I'm doing the same thing too much, I find myself very uninspired and almost kind of phoning it in. But my most popular song is a song called Pickle Rick.
Yes.
And it's a song that I wrote at a Red Roof Inn in Northern California when I was on tour. Like before I had to head to sound check. I had really bad writer's block, and I had been driving all day, and I just really wanted to write something to feel good about my career. And it was just like, I'm just going to have fun. Just like, I'm just going to try something fun and not really care about the result. Just do something to me that is lighthearted and a good time, kind of as a writing exercise, more so.
Did you get real high and watch Rick and Morty though, or did you just you're like, I'm a huge fan? How did you get there?
Well, I was always a huge fan of Rick and Morty.
Nice.
And I was on tour with one of my best friends, and he kept doing the Rick voice.
Pick a Rick!
The whole time we're on tour. He kept being like, get over here, Morty, like all this kind of stuff the whole time. And I was like, dude, he was just doing it so much. And at the end of the tour, I was like, watch. He was like, I'll put Pickle Rick in a song. He was like, no, you won't. I was like, dude, I don't give a fuck. Like, you know me, like I'll do anything for, deep cuts just for fun. I'm like, watch. And I went and, I had that whole song done. And at the end, I was like, I'm going to put Pickle Rick in at the end. Just for a throwback to an inside joke that me and a friend had. And, that's how it was born.
Did you, you should send that out to them.
What's that?
You should send the song out to the Rick and Morty people.
I mean, I thought about it. I think I had tried in the past, but it didn't really happen. And I was also don't want to get sued. Right. So,
well, But the only thing, I think it's an homage. I don't know. Floating under the radar does help. I'm not going to lie. I understand what you're talking about. But I think it's an homage to a great show, and I think that you, I don't know. To me, personally, I think they would actually embrace it, but that's just me.
I would get the impression they would because they're, outlandish and all of that.
Yeah.
So they might go, hey, look, this is nice.
This is good shit. If this kid knows what he's doing.
If somehow you get somebody who knows somebody who talks to somebody there, maybe you end up with the song on one of the shows.
Yeah. One of the guys, by the way, the guy that was that Dan Harmon, the guy that created it. Yeah. When he plays Rick, he actually gets drunk to do the voice.
I've seen the videos. It's hilarious.
It's hilarious. He's in the sound booth, Joe, and he's drinking until he those burps are real.
Oh yeah.
The fucking noises are all real. Because he drinks until he can't, until it's like a smattering of reality.
We used to do coke.
Doing coke is a little different, I would say, Joe.
He's a method actor.
He's a method actor.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Joe wasn't an actor; he was just doing meth. Yeah. So there's a difference. Adam, let me ask this because I know we do have to wrap this up in a little bit. What's your favorite song that you have? Like, what's the one that's your baby that you're like, wow, man, I really fucking hit it out of the park with this one?
I think my favorite song is Fentanyl.
Fentanyl. Billy, do you have Fentanyl? Can you get me Fentanyl?
Get it, yes.
Let's play Fentanyl later when we're in a couple minutes after we say goodbye to Ekoh. We'll play Fentanyl to the break. Because I want to make sure that I want to play the artist's favorite song. Like, I have a bunch of them, don't get me wrong. Me and Billy have comprised the list that's sitting right here. I mean, I like the one you do with Loveless. I love that song. That's a good song.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you have... What's the name of the one, the video where you're getting the shit kicked out of you at a donut place?
It's called I Can't Relate.
I Can't Relate. That's what it was. Because I'm watching it, and it's a weird kind of... if you watch the video, because I was actually, today I was watching that, like, out of the corner of my eye. I was working, I was setting up everything for the show, and I'm watching it, and when I got out of the video it is like what you were talking about before, how you're not the guy that's popping bottles and shit, and you're talking to you're pointing out, like, I can't relate to all the other bullshit that's out there. I'm just trying to do shit and be me. And like, all I remember is that I heard that part, and then next thing I know, I'm looking over, and you're on the floor of the donut place getting your ass beat.
Yes.
By girls.
That was a fun video to do. There's some girls and one very big man.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a song. I mean, that's how I feel about most music in general is, yeah, this is cool, but I don't relate to it whatsoever. And it's like, you know, give me something I can relate to. Like, I don't. All this other shit is just filler, and I really don't see how people relate to it at all. Like, I don't see how you can give an artist your hard-earned money and then hear them making songs about taking that money and blowing it at the club, and you're like, yo, this is cool. I support this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. That just doesn't, it's never really sat right with me. I've always been like, you know, I need a little bit more personally.
Well, and that's what you give to your audience, man. You give a little bit more, and that's why we were like, hey, need to have this motherfucker on, because it's good shit. And you do that with every one of your fucking songs, man. You really do. And I want everyone to check out Ekoh. Ekoh, where can they check out, like, a lot of your stuff? I know they can just Google Ekoh, EKOH. You can Google it. You can get a whole bunch of it. Your songs are on YouTube. They're everywhere. But where do you want to send people?
I mean, wherever you listen to music is absolutely fine with me. You can just find me anywhere. It's EKOH. And on social media, it's all at Ekoh Music. So EKOH Music on every platform. You can find me.
All right. Well,
say what's up. I'll probably say what's up back.
All right. Here's the part where you get to play DJ. We're going to say goodbye to you right now, but you're going to sell up your record. Billy's going to play Fentanyl. I want you to sell the record and tell people that they're listening to the Ham Radio Show and they're listening to Ekoh. Ekoh, thank you for being on the program, brother.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I appreciate it so much.
Absolutely, and we appreciate having you.
Continued success.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's our guest DJ right now, hyping his own song on the Ham Radio Show. Here's Ekoh. Ekoh, tell people what they're going to listen to right now.
You guys are about to listen to a song called Fentanyl. It's a song about something, an epidemic in America that nobody wants to talk about, the fentanyl epidemic. It's about having some friends that are maybe hooked on some drugs or maybe hooked on something that you don't know how to talk to them about. And it's hard to watch them fall down. And this is a song that really shows every skill set with every tool I have in my tool bag. There's rocking, there's rapping, there's singing, there's cadences, there's everything. There's something for everybody in it. And I hope you enjoy it. It's called Fentanyl.